News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KVNU.
4:05 now on this Thursday afternoon as we begin KVNU's For the People show. And I'm Will Feelright. Look at some of the top stories we're following this afternoon. Well, a 43-year-old former elementary school recess attendant has been arrested on multiple felony charges, including the alleged rape of his daughter. Now, the man, whose name is being withheld to protect the victim's identity, faces first-degree felony counts of child rape and object rape of a child, along with other offenses. Now, he's currently being held without bail in the Salt Lake County Jail. According to court documents, the investigation began when the man's 21-year-old daughter reported that he had raped her when she was 10 years old. Now, her younger sister later told police that when she was 9, her father had exposed himself, propositioned her, and showed her pornography. Now, a third female family member had reported that at age 9, the suspect invited her to watch pornography with him and his daughters. Now, during police questioning, the man attributed potential memory loss of the events to past methamphetamine use, but also told investigators he did not understand why his family would fabricate the allegations. Meanwhile, reality television star Taylor Frankie Paul and her former partner Dakota Mortensen will not be starring in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, as the show is now resuming filming following a weeks-long hiatus. Now, filming was paused, and ABC canceled Paul's upcoming season on The Bachelorette following domestic violence allegations involving the former couple. Now, the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office recently declined to file criminal charges against them, citing insufficient evidence and incidents that did not meet the threshold for criminal offenses. Now, despite the district attorney's decision, Paul and Mortensen have both filed competing protective orders against one another and are currently disputing the custody of their 2-year-old son. They're scheduled to be in court coming up the end of this month. And a former Salt Lake City fire captain and emergency medical technician instructor was sentenced to 2 to 30 years in prison yesterday for sexually abusing his students. Christopher David Burke was convicted back in February of at least 8 counts of second-degree felony forcible sexual abuse and 1 count of third-degree felony attempted forcible sexual abuse. Now, prosecutors had said that Burke had abused at least 7 women under the guise of teaching emergency medical assessments or during fire department ride-alongs. Now, victims included an EMT student at Salt Lake Community College, a high school student, and also an employee who was attending workplace CPR training. Now, many victims reported that they were afraid to report his behavior, fearing that speaking out would jeopardize their education, future, or employment. Now, Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill praised the victim survivors and noted that their powerful statements during sentencing helped to shed a light on how Burke had preyed on the women using the guise of authority and professionalism. Well, the clouds expected to continue through the rest of the afternoon as temperatures been in the high 40s today. We'll continue to see a really small chance of some showers, snow flurries through the next several days as temperatures pretty much going to stay this way throughout the rest of the week and into the weekend, with highs right around the mid to low 50s, overnight temperatures right around the mid 30s. And weather this hour brought to you by Discount Tire. Yeah, it's never too late to get into Discount Tire to get your car ready for those summer road trips. Or maybe you're heading out on a spring road trip and they can take care of you immediately. Get into Discount Tire in Logan, Providence, and Smithfield. Of course, they not only can handle oil changes, alignments, shocks, struts, and brakes, but nobody has better deals on tires than Discount Tire. And I'm Will Feelright. I'll have another check of local news coming up at the bottom of the hour. And coming up next is KVNU's For the People show with Jason Williams.
Spring is a season for fresh starts, and sometimes that includes how you feel in your own skin. Maybe you've been thinking about making a change for a while, or maybe you're just ready to feel a little more confident again. That's why at Bell, it's zero pressure, just options. Your consultation is completely free, so you can ask questions, explore your goals, and see what's possible for your body. This spring, bloom with Bell. Schedule your free consultation today at bellsculpt.fm.
Breaking news, stimulating talk is what we do. KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
Constantly sneezing, having itchy eyes, or runny nose? It's allergy season. This is Dr. Tyson Brown with Budge Clinic's Allergy and Immunology team. We can help you get the relief you need. Having the only board-certified allergist in the Valley, Budge Allergy Clinic offers allergy testing, allergy shots, and treatment, and much more. Call the clinic and book your appointment today, 435-266-4735. That's 435-266-4735, or search Budge Allergy Clinic for details.
Friday edition, Clay and Buck. I'll take you into the weekend after the big NFL draft. I'll be live from Washington, D.C. as D.C. prepares for the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which Trump will be the featured speaker at. It should be quite the scene. We'll have the HUD secretary in studio with us and more. You won't want to miss it. Sitting you into the weekend. It's the Friday edition from Washington, D.C. of Clay and Buck.
10 to 1 on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM. KVNU's For the People with Jason Williams and Bill Walter.
And it is Utah known as the fraud capital of the world. Not because we have more people committing fraud, but because we have so many people falling for it.
Going beneath the headlines and connecting you to the newsmakers.
The radio is a great way to get the word out to a lot of people in an emergency. So we thank you for your help and being a partner with us.
For the People on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM, 102.1 FM, online at 610kvnu.com, and on the KVNU mobile app.
Welcome to KVNU's For the People. I'm Jason Williams. It is Thursday, April 23rd, and it's also 20 degrees warmer than it was yesterday, which was about 30 degrees cooler than it was the day before. So I hope you're keeping up and just kind of carrying a closet of clothes with you in your car.
That's semi-obscure.
Yeah, it's just, it is honestly wild. 51 degrees here. Started the show yesterday just barely over 30. Day before that, we were at 70-something. It's been a week weather-wise, but warming back up for the weekend. And speaking of the weekend, there is a lot to get out and do. And if you are a fan of the theater world, take advantage of what is basically going to be your last slightly slower weekend because that's ending for Charlie. And
when it hits May, all kinds of stuff is going to happen real fast.
Everything basically launched, and then it doesn't stop until September. It's the For the People Theater Hour. Frank Schofield and a team, he's bringing some friends from the Logan School District, will be with us in hour two for our spotlight on Logan schools. But here in hour one, Charlie Schill in the studio, and it is time to talk theater, arts, entertainment, everything in between.
Okay. A lot going on over at Lionheart Hall.
Yeah.
Last weekend and coming up. I was really looking forward to, they're supposed to launch their second musical in the Curtains and Cuisine series.
Okay.
On July 31st.
The last one was First Date, right?
First Date.
Okay.
Directed by Chris Metz.
Okay.
Marvelously done. So I was really looking forward to Chris doing Next to Normal, but it ain't going to happen. I was there the other night when they did that Sing Something Else concert, and I was talking to Ryan Lionheart, and he lost Chris Metz.
Oh, really?
Chris took a full-time day job, and that's going to keep him from having time to do they've got a community concert that they're going to do in June, I think. And then they were going to do Next to Normal starting on July 31st. And
okay.
That's unfortunately not going to happen.
That's too bad. So
they're looking for a new director.
Okay.
So if your heart beats that way.
If you're out there listening right now, or if you're Vanessa and don't have enough to do.
Yeah, right.
She's listening right now thinking, could I squeeze that in? No, you couldn't, Vanessa. That's too bad. I mean, no offense meant to Chris. You got to do what you've got to do. But that was. I hope they're able to bring those back because that was packed. And
Ryan indicated that they're going to go ahead with it.
They're doing it one way or another. Okay,
one way or the other. We've got some tremendous talent out there.
Yeah.
In terms of direction, Celeste Bayo can direct.
Yeah.
Chris's wife has also done things like that. The problem is there's too much going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people are tied up.
Yeah. It's already booked, right?
Yeah, in a lot of cases.
That's
so.
I hope they find someone. I'm sure they will. I mean, even if you couldn't find someone in the Valley, there have to be people with those skills outside the Valley that would love to come and be here for production for the summer, considering everything else going on.
Yeah, but if you're outside the Valley,
yeah,
bringing you in is going to be expensive, or time consuming. If you're going to commute. That's all very difficult, problematic, as we say.
There has to be someone, even if it's a brand new director that just wants to cut their teeth on that. Great venue and
Next to Normal is a tough show to cut your teeth on.
Yeah, that would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, I hope they're able to pull that off.
I am too.
Hats off to them for plowing ahead one way or another. They have, speaking of Lionheart Hall, they do have the community showcase coming up June 19th. That's a local talent spotlight show.
Yeah, and that's one of their Curtains and Cuisine dinner theaters.
Okay, and that runs for a few days. Then, as Charlie mentioned, they're back end of July with Next to Normal, and then in the fall, October 23rd.
Young Frankenstein.
So excited about this. Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, well.
Really fun one to see.
Keep your fingers crossed for that one, too.
Yeah. I was wondering if that might be affected as well. That one, they'd get someone to step up for that one in a second.
Maybe.
That one actually would be tough as a director, too.
Yeah.
So that is lionhearthall.com for tickets on anything and all things Lionheart Hall. And again, hats off to them for moving ahead with this and not canceling. But if you know anyone out there looking to direct, they're looking for someone. That is First Date they had a pretty big success with that one.
Oh, so, yeah. It was a great little show. I say little because it was a small cast show.
Sure.
But it was marvelously well done.
Yeah, it was, and I would imagine the public response to that is impetus enough for them to just really, really work hard to find someone to keep the next one alive.
Well, again, this is a deal where Ryan is talking about paying his performers and his tech crew and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're not getting scale by any means, but
sure.
But it's an honorarium at least.
That's and the notoriety as well in a unique venue.
Yeah.
In a summer that's already so packed. And Summer Citizens here, just looking for more things to put on their evening calendars.
That's a real thing to consider, is that the Summer Citizens could pack that place.
Oh, yeah. Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you literally have Julie at the Visitors Bureau send one email.
The neat thing is the way that Festival Opera and the Lyric are scheduling their kind of running concurrently. There will be an opening for that show to move into.
Sure.
So that'll be a time when Summer Citizens will have their dance card will be fairly open.
Yeah. And like I say, they don't like to have free weeknights.
No. Very
cool. LionheartHall.com again, and yeah, spread the word if you know anyone that is looking to direct. They're currently in the market for one, and we'll be back with more of the KVNU For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill right after this.
Calling all golfers. Now that the golf season is here, come experience Birch Creek and our summer golf leagues. Every Monday and or Tuesday is Couples League. Men's League is any time of the day, Monday through Thursday. Ladies League is Wednesday or Thursday. Call Birch Creek today for information regarding our Summer Couples League, Men's and Ladies League. That's Birch Creek Golf Course in Smithville.
Want extra cash? Recycle with Valley Recycling. Earth Week is here, and Valley Recycling is paying extra for metal, aluminum cans, old cars, appliances, and steel. Bring it in and get paid extra cash this week through Saturday. This week, Valley Recycling has giveaways, snacks, and loads of prizes too numerous to list, and extra cash through Saturday. Bring in your junk metal, tin, steel, or aluminum and get paid extra cash at Valley Recycling at 145 North 10th West in Logan. Visit valleyrecycling.com for details.
If your dryer vent sounds more like a birdhouse than an appliance, you've got a problem and some unexpected tenants. Jonathan Duct Hunter says birds, critters, and lint gunk can block airflow, roast your dryer motor, and start turning laundry day into a hot mess. Don't let your vent become a wildlife resort. Call the Duct Hunter at 435-770-4813 and send those freeloaders packing. Gently. We'll clear the way so your dryer can breathe easy again. Laundry's tough enough without the bird drama.
Join the American Festival Chorus and Orchestra for a very special presentation of Brahms' Ein Deutsches Requiem. They will be joined by soprano Selena Schaefer and baritone Eric Hood as soloists. The music will offer comfort and peace to the soul. Don't miss your opportunity to hear the special music by one of history's greatest composers performed by the American Festival Chorus and Orchestra with Craig Jessup as music director. The show is Saturday, April 25th at the Danes Concert Hall at Utah State University. Go to AmericanFestivalChorus.org for tickets and get yours today.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. We have a lot to get to. As Charlie has said, once the calendar clicks over to May, it's just one thing after another until September, and even then you only get a 2-week break before they're back with the fall and then holiday shows. So it's upon us, to say the least. Pickville is just a couple weeks away, right?
Yes.
2? I don't remember now.
They start May 22nd.
Okay, so a few weeks, okay.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to talk about that Sing Something Else concert that they did at Lionheart.
Oh, yeah.
This was the third in a series, and I believe that's going to be a monthly attraction at Lionheart. It's just a really, really, really good showcase for young talent.
Sure.
The MC for that event was a young woman named Chrissy Andreessen. She's been in things here in the Valley.
That sounds familiar.
She was. She played Marguerite in the Scarlet Pimpernel, not here, but down in Layton.
Okay.
And she got up and did Marguerite's anthem from the beginning of the Scarlet Pimpernel for her song, and just amazing. And I noticed she's going to be in the cast of something else. Now, maybe She is going to be.
I'm Googling as fast as I can.
Yeah, good for you. Oh, she's going to play the Queen in Frozen when
oh, wow.
the Tri-Alliance does that later this summer.
Oh.
And, yeah, she's amazing. And a lot of the kids who sang on April 17th at the Lionheart were really, really good. So if that turns into a monthly addition to their lineup, more power to them.
That
really worth seeing. Dirt cheap tickets.
Yeah. What are they now? Like 15? Something like that.
It was $5 at the door.
That's right. It was $5. That's what.
Which is a steal.
You can't go wrong.
No.
$5. That is. I'm trying. So you've thrown me here because I saw her in something. Not recently, in the last few years, and she stood out, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
She is adorable. She's gorgeous. She's
super
has
energetic.
The strongest voice.
Yeah, I remember
a little girl with a great big voice.
I remember that. I just can't remember what it was. That's going to drive me nuts now. That is, and when that's coming up when again?
Frozen is going to start July 17th.
Oh, okay. So mid-July. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's pretty crowded out there, folks.
Yeah, July is...
It's going to be scary.
It's pretty packed. Honestly, that is wild to see. This is... I mean, it's always the case with festival opera that things get a little more crowded, but this summer I think... even more so. And crowded is maybe the right word because that makes it sound like a negative. But you would have to be out every weekend if you want to catch everything. No.
Oh yeah.
Twice a weekend.
Twice a week.
Yeah, you'd have to be Friday and Saturday night to catch everything.
There are weekends when we're doing a matinee on Saturday afternoon and then going out on the evening.
Grab a quick bite to eat at the pizza place there on Center Street and walk across to the next theater.
Yep.
That is honestly no joke. If you wanted to do that on purpose, you could do that most weekends, June, July, and August here in Logan. And that's not even including, some of the extra things like, the film events that might be going on at the Utah Theater.
The cabaret show.
Yeah, cabaret show.
At Cafe Sabor.
Actually, so on those nights, you could pack 3 things in. If they timed it well, you could see a matinee, an evening show, and probably make the cabaret.
I think we're doing that once.
That's a full... Saturday starts at noon, and you don't get home till midnight.
My ticket drawer is overflowing already.
That is... Just, I have a quick question. This is, a little Pickville tangent here, but I noticed that Nathan Kremen, who we had in the studio last summer talking Pickville on tour, he's directing Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I noticed in their cast list. Has he directed before? I can't remember.
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so. But yeah.
Aha! There we go.
They have him listed as Call Ryan right now. Mr. Lionheart. We have, and Charlie's got his number.
Unfortunately, Seven Brides is running from June to into July. So
that is, and he's playing the Sundance Kid in the Butch and Sundance original.
So he's tied up.
So he's busy, but. Yeah, I just noticed they listed him as director of Seven Brides.
A director. My kingdom for a director.
That's right. Ryan, if you're out there, we're going to keep trying hard for you here, as you can see. We're going to make it happen. This is.
I should have asked him. Well, yeah, they posted it on Facebook. So
did they?
They shouldn't have any problem with me getting on the air and begging for a director out of somewhere.
I would guess they appreciate the publicity on that because That clock is ticking, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm figuring
they'll be fine.
You know, the community talent show that they've got in mid-July or in June, I guess it is. Yeah, that's in June 19th. They could do that without a director, probably.
That's true.
But you don't do a show about a musical about mental health problems in suburbia.
Yeah.
Without a director, without a vision.
That is, yeah. I'm going to keep thinking. There's someone out there. All right. Stick around. Like we've discussed here, we've got a full calendar of events coming up starting in May. We've had some guests here on the Theater Hour the last few times, so we've fallen behind on the schedule a little bit. Some catching up here. Stick around. More of the For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill right after this look at the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. A 27-year-old Logan man is being held without bail on multiple felony charges, including child torture, after authorities say he severely abused his wife and 2 stepchildren over 2 years. Now, the suspect, whom KVNU is not identifying to protect the identities of the victims, faces a first-degree felony count of child torture, along with 8 counts of aggravated child abuse, 3 misdemeanor child abuse counts, and also 4 domestic violence felonies. Now, according to a probable cause affidavit, Logan City police officers uncovered the abuse during forensic interviews. Now, one child reported the stepfather had beat him with a belt, a dog leash, and a toy lightsaber with such force that it broke, while the suspect also allegedly had wrapped a clothes hanger around the child's neck, lifting him until his vision blurred. Now, the second child reported that the man had shot him with a BB gun. Now, both minors stated that he had forced them to eat hot peppers and punched them while wearing a replica Super Bowl ring. Now, the suspect's wife also told investigators that he had punched her and physically restrained her while assaulting the children. Now, when questioned, the man denied physical contact, attributing the victim's extensive bruising to eczema. Now, he remains in the Cache County Jail awaiting a appearance tomorrow in Logan's 1st District Court. In other news, Utahns are receiving statewide notifications now regarding changes to voter registration privacy following the passage of Senate Bill 153, which removes most privacy protections. Now, according to the Lieutenant Governor's office, registration records previously classified as private will become public on May 25th unless voters qualify for additional protection. Now, publicly available information will include a voter's full legal name, residential and mailing addresses, party affiliation, active status, voting history, and district information. Now, sensitive data, including birth dates, social security numbers, driver's licenses, phone numbers, and email addresses, still will remain universally protected. Now, eligible voters can apply for an at-risk designation to keep their records restricted to government entities. Now, this designation applies to domestic violence victims, law enforcement officers, members of the armed forces, along with public figures and those under a protective order and their household members. Now, voters with questions are being encouraged to contact the county clerk. And finally, Michael Aaron Jane, the man who is facing the death penalty for allegedly killing Santaquin Police Sergeant Bill Hoosier, is suing now Utah County, claiming that the county is intentionally underfunding his defense. Now, Jane allegedly struck and killed Hoosier with a semi-truck during a traffic stop back on May 5th of 2024. Now, he was deemed indigent on May 13th, but did not receive a public defender until July 2nd, leading his legal team now to argue that critical exculpatory evidence was lost due to that almost 2-month delay. Now, the lawsuit alleges that the county also has allocated only $280,000 for Jane's attorney fees, investigation, and mitigation. It's a sum that his lawyers describe as grossly insufficient for a capital murder trial. Now, the filing also points to a stark disparity, noting that the county has also allocated $3 million for the defense in the Tyler Robinson capital murder case. Now, the lawsuit is seeking to remove caps on attorney fees and investigator fees to ensure that Jane receives adequate funding for his defense. Well, we're going to continue to see these clouds through the rest of the afternoon as we check your weather forecast with temperatures. Well, we've been in the low 50s today, and now tonight we're going to drop into the mid-30s. We'll continue to see a small chance of showers through the next several days. It looks as though mainly doesn't look like we're going to see any measurable amount of rain until possibly Sunday and into Monday. But temperatures the next several days going to stay in the mid to low 50s with overnight temperatures around the mid-30s. And weather brought to you this hour by Bell Sculpt. They can help get rid of that stubborn fat for good and sculpt areas like your abs, arms, and thighs. Get more information by visiting their website, bellsculpt.fm. I'll have another check of local news coming up at 5:05 on this Thursday afternoon. I'm Will Feelright for KVNU News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Escalations in the Middle East over the Strait of Hormuz and talks on a permanent ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran stalled. President Trump telling reporters he won't be rushed into a deal and says the pressure is on Iran. ABC's Selena Wang, though, says 8 weeks of war is taking a toll.
The president also really deflecting questions about the economic impact, about the impact on gas prices. The president, at one point, I thought this was interesting. He said, quote, I thought oil would go up to $200 a barrel. Then he was touting it as a success that the numbers are clearly not quite at $200, even though they are much higher than where they were before the war began.
President Trump says he's considering a federal takeover of Spirit Airlines, saying a government rescue package could keep the bargain carrier afloat after it filed for bankruptcy before the war started. Mortgage rates dipped for a third straight week. The 30-year fixed rate now at 6.23%, according to mortgage buyer Freddie Mac. This is ABC News.
Do you have a nasty weed problem? We have the right person for you. Sir, you work for Logan Extermination, don't you? Can you help these folks get rid of pesky dandelions?
Of course I can help. I am the Terminator. I will terminate those little yellow devils in your yard. Call me at Logan Extermination, 752-8450.
Spring special. Terminate your weeds and green up your yard for only $40, based on maximum 5,000 square foot or less.
Bringing Wall Street to Main Street. From your local experts in downtown Logan, this is the Adams Wealth Advisors Market Report.
Good afternoon. This is Mitch Green with Adams Wealth Advisors. The stock rally once again faced resistance. Although the day ended with moderate losses, a more dramatic episode unfolded a few hours before the market closed. Rotation is the name of the game in today's stock market, as defensive sectors such as utilities, industrials, consumer staples, and real estate posted significant gains. The situation involving Iran escalated again after the U.S. military boarded an Iranian supertanker in the Indian Ocean carrying oil from Iran, while Iranian forces fired on ships and seized 2 vessels. Iranian negotiators have previously stated that the U.S. president's public messaging is reducing Iran's incentive to reach a deal, as it was seen as humiliating to Tehran's leaders. All the major stock indices ended the day in the red. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 180 points, closing at 49,310. The Nasdaq fell 0.57% to 26,783, and the S&P 500 ended the day 0.41% lower at 7,108. Brent crude oil posted another spectacular rally and traded above the $100 per barrel mark. Gold retreated and nearly breached the $4,700 mark. The bond market continued to reflect fears of persistent inflation as the U.S. 5-year Treasury yield climbed 4 basis points to 3.96%, and the 10-year yield rose 3 basis points to 4.32%. Looking at the U.S. economy, jobless claims remained stable, while preliminary data on U.S. economic activity showed unexpectedly strong expansion, beating economists' expectations in both services and manufacturing. At the same time, prices rose at the fastest pace since 2022, showing that businesses are quickly passing costs along. The final update of April consumer sentiment report will be released tomorrow. Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to update you on what the market brings.
That's your update from Adams Wealth Advisors, guiding your financial future one day at a time. For personalized help planning yours, reach out to us at 435-752-1702. See you soon, Cache Valley. Advisory services offered through Adams Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. For important disclosures and more information, visit adamswealthadvisors.com.
Do you have a fireplace or stove that isn't working right? Why wait until next winter to get it fixed? Get ahead of the game and get your fireplace or stove serviced now by Advanced Fireplace and Stove. They service everything from Quadra-Fire pellet stoves to heat and glow fireplaces. Get a 20% discount on your next service and labor when you mention this ad. Call 752-7272 or go to advancedfireplaceandstove.com. Advanced Fireplace and Stove, where comfort is their business.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. It's officially underway, the summer theater season, and we have a lot of catching up to do as well. We did get a question from a listener. I think we get this every week, wanting to know about if there's any update on Wendy and the big announcement. And we do know we're going to be doing that
July 9th.
First week of July. Yeah. So a month behind this year due to what Wendy has described to Charlie as people being finicky with their commitments. And, of course, Wendy has to have the commitments because she's planning a year at the Eccles. Mm-hmm. So she needs to know, this is going to happen or this isn't going to happen.
Well,
so.
I think we know some of the stuff that's going to be at the Eccles because we've got Pickville on tour, their schedule for the year. And they're going to fit somewhere into the Eccles at least once.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, I normally stay away from ballet because I don't know anything about it. But I was tempted to go check out the Velveteen Rabbit, which was performed by the Ballet Line Studio here in town Monday and Tuesday. Actually, they did 3 performances, one Monday and 2 Tuesday. And even if ballet ain't your cup of tea, and it's certainly not mine, you got to take your hat off to these kids. It's easy to see why they've been so successful in raising money for local charities. The story, they put on a story book fable with charm and grace and sophistication and it's just fun to watch. It really is. You have teenagers and 20-somethings who are performing, and they are very good. And you've got other people in the cast, and then you've got a horde of little ballet students, 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds and 7-year-olds.
Which sounds like the biggest headache.
Oh, they're so cute. They play, bees and ants and whatever else that they need, butterflies. And the whole thing's just charming, and it's fun. I should have gotten off my tail and gone to see them earlier because they're well worth seeing.
Oh, yeah. I talked to some folks who had taken their children, and I said, did the kids enjoy it? And he said, honestly, I think my wife and I enjoyed it more. And that gave me a laugh because...
they were performing at the Utah Theater, and the place was packed with kids. And there was very little rustling around while it was happening. The shows are generally about an hour long. We were talking during the break. Jordan Todd Brown from Pickville was there to play a rocking horse in the show. And
such a funny man.
And he was very funny. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything where he's not having the time of his life.
Yeah.
Almost to the extent where I wonder sometimes if he even cares if the audience is laughing along because he's having so much fun. But I mean, that kind of makes for an energy on stage that's really unique to see.
Yeah.
That.
While we're on the subject of Pickville, they announced, this is Pickville on tour, however, they announced their season for 2026
already?
This week. Yeah.
Wow.
And starting in August, they're planning to do 3 original shows.
Wow.
In northern Utah and southern Idaho towns from Idaho Falls to Salt Lake City. The first of those is going to be Juanito Bandito versus the Pirate Posse, or Prairie Pirate Posse, pardon me. And then, of course, that's going to star T.J. Davis as Juanito Bandito. Western melodrama, part Wild West shootout, part Prairie Pirate adventure, 100% Bandito chaos.
Yeah.
It should be a cute show. Lots of singing, dancing. The show is going to be performed in Logan, Roy, Farmington, and Pocatello from Friday, August 7th through Saturday, August 22nd. Then, without even taking much of a break, they're going to bring in a nationally touring stand-up comedian, and they're not telling you who it is yet.
Oh, really?
Who's going to perform at the Ellen Eccles Theater on Friday, August 28th.
Oh, wow.
And then, as usual, they'll do their Christmas show from November 21st to December 23rd. As usual, we get a preview peek at the show before Thanksgiving on Friday, November 21st. And then the show goes south to Salt Lake City and Davis County. Then it goes back north to Idaho Falls and Burley and Pocatello, and then finishes its run back here in Logan just before Christmas.
Wow. So they're not stopping.
Busy, busy, busy.
That's what, the longest break between those two is 2 weeks?
No.
Or between those 3?
Yeah, there's a 2-week break between the end of their summer show in August and the stand-up comedian. But then there's a 2-month break before they start their Christmas show.
Okay. That is, every year they kind of, I think, challenge themselves to do a wee bit more because these are slightly longer runs than where they first started.
Yeah, they pick up, it seems like each year they pick up a new venue to perform at.
Yeah, and I wonder if they base that on, number of sold out shows in the previous season, or if they just say, let's see what we can do. Keep expanding it until we get to a point that we have a mostly empty theater one night. Then we'll know we went too far. But I
don't know how you judge that because they sell out everything.
Yeah, I think they'd have to go a full month in one location to actually get to the point where you weren't selling out shows.
Now they don't. A lot of these venues up in Pocatello and Idaho Falls are probably smaller venues like the Utah Theater.
Yeah.
But they can sell out the Eccles, 1,100 seats.
Yeah.
And they do it on at the drop of a hat. So I think it's just let's see who we can interest.
Yeah,
and they barnstorm around.
That's sort of. I remember when we had Nathan here in the studio last summer. We talked about this a little bit, and he said that the philosophy from the Davis family is kind of let's keep trying things until we're told no. either by a venue owner or the audience.
And you'd have to be an idiot to tell them no.
Yeah, when you're selling out, large-size theaters from Idaho Falls to South Jordan, and then, of course, they always give Logan a little extra love.
Yeah.
Which we appreciate. We usually get the opening weekend, plus they come back for a full 4-day run after that. It's just it's hard to see the ceiling on any of this for Pickville. Well, I mean, I guess the ceiling is likely going to be what they can handle. Their own energy levels and time availability.
Well, and think about they're doing Pickville on Tour is doing 3 shows between now and Christmas.
Yeah, 2 shows through the whole summer.
And Pickville Playhouse is also doing 3 shows.
Yeah,
I mean they're doing. They're doing Ballad of Butch and Sundance. They're doing Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
And I forget the fall.
And then they're doing an also original melodrama about Dead Man's Creek or something.
Right. Ghost of Dead Man's Creek.
Through their Halloween show.
Yeah. So you have...
That's ambitious, folks.
That's basically... So Pickville is actually 2 production companies.
2 production companies.
Because there isn't a lot of... I mean, they're tied together, but there's very little crossover between the 2. They try to separate.
TJ and Derek Davis both had their fingers in the Ballad of Butch and Sundance. I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they do work closely together.
Oh, sure.
But they honestly, function as 2 very separate production companies, the touring Pickville and the Garden City Pickville.
Now I'm looking forward.
That's pretty impressive.
Now I'm looking forward to seeing cast lists for their Pickville on Tour shows.
Yeah,
because
that should be interesting.
Normally they do those with their standard cast. They're old timers. As we've been talking about in the break, there's a small cast for Ballad of Butch and Sundance, which is old timers.
A lot of familiar faces.
Familiar faces, but they've got a huge cast for Seven Brides and for Seven Brothers, and it's almost all new people.
Yeah.
Primarily dancers.
Yeah, I counted 21 people in the cast and only 1 face that I recognize.
That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah. And that, you think about this, you, Charlie, being familiar with what goes on behind the scenes for a production, the amount of time and work that goes into a 21-person cast of all new people, or if they're not new, it's only their second or year at Pickville, they're not a staple. And organizing that on top of putting together the melodrama.
I don't know even how they schedule rehearsal times.
That's what I'd like to know. How do they arrange that? Because they do rehearse right there at the Pickville Playhouse in Garden City,
I imagine.
And so how do you make all this happen?
You got me.
In the time frame, knowing that they take January off. I know that.
That's all they take off.
That's all they take off. And you got to pack all this in, then somehow get ready for the fall show. And then at the same time, half your family's working on the touring. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. But
it is. They are the epitome of troopers.
Yeah,
they must be eat, sleep, and dream.
Oh yeah,
theater.
Honestly, just fascinating. All right.
We're blessed to have them.
Yeah. And support them, honestly. Get out and see all the shows if you can. For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio underway. And stick around. More to come right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
Tired of that patch of dirt you call a patio? Ready to impress the neighbors and your in-laws? Introducing you, the Weekend Warrior. Thanks to Cast-A-Light Tile and Masonry. With easy-to-install outdoor pavers and expert advice, you'll go from, I have no idea what I'm doing, to check out my backyard oasis in no time. They'll teach you how to do it right without the head scratching or YouTube rabbit holes. Cast-A-Lite, go where the pros go. And now, where you go too.
Hey there, we'll get you back to the music soon, but quick question. Does your home ever feel a little off? Like one room feels fine, but the next room is too hot or too cold. You might even feel a draft of air. Well, that's not supposed to happen. And that's where Cardall's insulation comes in. Cardall's uses high-performance injection foam insulation that fills in the cracks and gaps. So you have a home that feels more comfortable in every room. And spring is the perfect time to get it done before that summer heat shows up and your AC starts working overtime. Call Cardall's Insulation at 755-5012. That's 755-5012.
Want extra cash? Recycle with Valley Recycling. Earth Week is here, and Valley Recycling is paying extra for metal, aluminum cans, old cars, appliances, and steel. Bring it in and get paid extra cash this week through Saturday. This week, Valley Recycling has giveaways, snacks, and loads of prizes too numerous to list, and extra cash through Saturday. Bring in your junk metal, tin, steel, or aluminum and get paid extra cash at Valley Recycling at 145 North 10th West in Logan. Visit valleyrecycling.com for details.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People Theater Hour with Charlie Schill here in the studio. Charlie, we don't have to spend too much time on it, but I just want to note for listeners, you've got an article at CashValleyDaily.com on the movies returning to downtown Logan in May. For listeners, you can check that out. The 2026 season of Cinema Under the Stars at the Carol and Jim Love Plaza in downtown.
Free popcorn, free movies.
Yeah. Free popcorn will get me any. I'll go to anything for free popcorn. They're doing one of my favorites too, The Incredibles. I don't know why that one makes me laugh every time, but all right. Have we left anything on the table here?
Well,
for this weekend?
You know, we've been struggling with the lyric, keeping their deep dark secret about their third musical that they're doing this summer.
Yeah.
I've been trying to weasel it out of somebody, and Kelsey Conga, who is the stage manager for the lyric, has sent me a laundry list of cast members who are going to be in each show. And I thought, okay, if you can tell me who's going to be in the cast of the mystery musical,
yeah, I
can make a good guess at what you're going to do.
What the mystery musical is?
Well, no, I guess not.
Really?
But it's going to have a dynamite cast.
A big one.
Your girl, Emily Alvey Despain,
so talented,
who was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Just a funny person. Amazing voice, too.
Kyle Cotham, who has been in a number of productions around the Valley, is going to be in that cast as well. Paul Mitri, who for years, he was the head of the theater arts department.
Oh,
and then he traded jobs with Richie Call, let Richie take over the headache of managing the department, and he got to do
the fun stuff.
Paul's going to be on stage for this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's an equity actor. He's good. Herb Newsom is going to be back to be in that show, and my girl Ariana Watcott is going to be also in that cast.
Also extremely talented.
You betcha. So.
That doesn't tell us anything about what it's going to be.
Nothing.
That's interesting. They are, I've had people.
They are a tight-lipped bunch.
Yeah. People have said, "Oh, this is just a PR stunt." It is not, actually. What has been confirmed is that there is a really good reason for all the secrecy around this.
It's a contractual obligation. Yeah. They have to keep quiet about what they're doing through May.
Yeah.
And then they can announce it.
And when they announce it, you'll see why, I think. It'll make sense. But
No, it won't.
Yeah, probably not. The contract side of this can get weird sometimes.
You got that right.
But yeah, this is not by choice.
This show is important enough that they totally rearranged their season.
Yeah.
Jettisoned Blood Spirit, brought in a new show, The Outsider.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So they really wanted to do this one.
It's whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
It'll be good. All right. That's our time for this week. You can read